Juneteenth is a national holiday. We're happy to say that it is at this point in time. It's been celebrated for over 200 years. We are truly excited that we are now at a point in this country that we celebrate that. We're celebrating resilience. We're celebrating loss of blood. We're celebrating life and jubilation at this time. African American enslaved people were freed, and that means for those of us who probably are descendants of those enslaved people, that we should be celebrating our ancestors.
With that said, St. Vincent de Paul proudly opened its doors and hosted its inaugural Juneteenth celebration with over 200 in attendance.
I think it's important to St. Vincent de Paul because we recognize that freedom is important and that everybody deserves freedom, whether it's freedom from enslavement or from injustice or from hunger or from unsafe conditions or from living on the streets. There are all kinds of freedoms, but it really has to do with appreciating freedom and where we have come and being a part of where we need to go.
Juneteenth means to me that we're finally coming to a point where we actually recognize the fact that we were slaves, our ancestors, and we should acknowledge that, capitalize on the fact that we finally were freed and continue to work to enhance the freedom. We want to leave a legacy for our young people. We want them to know that the way things are today is not the way it has always been. I see Juneteenth as a reminder of where we were, where we are, and where we want to go.
It's truly a culmination of so many things, so many celebrations that started in the 1800s that have come together as one. This holiday means so much not only to the African American community, but to the community at large, because it has changed the landscape of the United States, and what it's done the most is educated people.
Coming from the Ann Arbor, Detroit area, so I come down here for college and have made, the Arizona our home. And you find out that there's a whole nother bit of history that we didn't know. And just think about it. I mean, for it to take 2 years to find out that you're free, as they say, you can't make this up.
Ladies and gentlemen, help me call to the stage Robert and Beverly Elliott.
The hour-and-a-half program featured keynote speakers Bob and Beverly Elliott, who shared their experiences.
So after my first year of playing pro basketball, we come back to Tucson to buy a house. And we go in his house, and a week later, we get a call saying, there's a problem. What's the problem? The CC&R say that black people can't live in this neighborhood. What's the problem? I done bought the house.
Bob is a former basketball standout who played collegiately at the University of Arizona and in the NBA with the Nets.
But what we're finding out is this type of situation has happened more than you really want to know.
As well as the impact and inspiration of their African American Museum in Tucson.
People sometimes forget that African American history is American history. And that's part of the reason why we started the African American Museum of Southern Arizona down in Tucson on the campus of the University of Arizona, to tell these stories so that people are educated about some of the true history that is going on with African Americans.
The museum has just taken off. We have had over 5,000 visitors in the last year. So it's truly important that we put together this museum to represent that history and to preserve it.
Celebrations like this are what we enjoy today, but then what we're inspired to do tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So I hope people will consider opportunities to serve, opportunities to get engaged in our mission, and maybe even invite friends and family and others who are looking for something to get engaged in, a place to come together to be able to serve and care for one another.